Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two and a Half Brothers Podcast.
Yeah.
Woo! Still unsponsored.
Still unsponsored.
So, back here it again.
Our audio quality might be a little better.
Because we just, literally before this episode started, we
bought a brand new microphone that
Woohoo!
seems to have a much better quality. It's actually omnidirectional, so we don't have to worry about any one of us being in any specific place.
I feel my eyes. I feel like eyes are on me.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so what is the plan for today?
I'm pretty sure. We're answering questions, right?
We are answering questions. But
Questions?
Yeah.
Who the hell's asking us questions?
So we have the Discord server that I am in. It's called the Chaos Company, which I'll post a link to the server if you guys want to join it eventually. In one of the social media platforms that we do have. Once you're there, you can join along with some of my awesome friends. You can ask us questions, and we will answer all of them.
Yep.
On the podcast, unless
Okay.
they're stupid.
Now, can you shorten that because I wasn't paying attention to any of that?
Join, question, answer.
Okay, I like that a lot.
All right, so
Awesome. So who's gonna start us off?
She wants our opinion on dragon or water type Pokemon, and our opinions on shiny Pokemon designs.
Okay, so.
this is Sawyer. Yes.
Yep. So Pearly asked us that. Let's see. Nicholas, do you want to start us off with the first part of that question?
All right. So the first part of the question, what was the question?
Opinion on dragon or water type Pokemon?
Oh, personally, for starters, I usually go for the water type Pokemons. Water has been growing on me a lot, but dragon will stay high up on my list for me.
Yes, for me as well. I love both these types. I prefer dragon. Water has never been my favorite. I've always gone for either grass or fire type starters, especially because my favorite starter of all time is Turtwig, because why wouldn't it be Turtwig? Although dragon types do have also a very special spot in my heart because
with
my favorite Pokemon of all time being Gibble.
Does he start with a dragon type?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gibbles starts with a dragon.
For some reason,
and ground.
I thought the pseudos don't get their dragon type until they became pseudos.
No, Gibble starts dragon.
Gibble
That's
starts
fair.
dragon.
Yeah.
I actually prefer dragon type over water type as well. There are too many water type Pokemon.
Agreed.
With them being the most actual Pokemon we
There's
have.
a good amount of water type Pokemon that are peak, but there's
there's
more
also
dragons
too
that are
many.
peak.
Correct.
Yes, and then the second half of that question, our opinions on shiny Pokemon designs.
Most of the green shinies just don't really fit well for the Pokemon.
I agree. I will say one of my least favorite Pokemon shiny designs has to be Garchomp, unfortunately.
And if you're talking about Garchomp, you gotta put Gengar right next to it.
Yeah, because they're
the
way
exact same.
It's the exact same.
It's literally the exact same.
Yeah.
But excluding Mega Gengar.
I'm talking about base. I'm
Base
talking about base
okay.
forms. I'm talking about base forms of any Pokemon. I think two of my least favorites would have to be them. Although I will say, the shiny Ampharos is amazing.
That's the green one, right?
I believe so. Yes.
We're talking about amazing shinies. How about shiny Mawile?
Shiny Mawile does go hard.
No, shiny Ampharos is pink.
Shiny, it's pink?
Yes.
So
You're thinking of Mareep.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Mareep, yeah.
Shiny Mawile is also pink.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe pink shinies are just the best shinies.
I agree.
What's everyone's favorite shinies?
Mine is gotta be probably shiny Ampharos.
Mine is a tie between Gigalith and
that's a good one.
Minior.
What about the shinies that are just like a nice color swap, like Ponyard and Bisharp?
That's cool.
Those are nice, yeah.
That I would say also probably the shiny Rapidash. There's like base shiny Rapidash with that blue flame. I think is really cool.
Yes.
That's a good design.
If we're talking about shinies, shiny Gyarados for crying out
shiny
loud.
Gyarados is great, dude.
One
That's
of
a
the
classic.
greatest shinies.
Agreed.
And well-deserved free shinies.
Yes.
Alright.
All right. I'm gonna start up the next And the next question.
You
So,
Oh, okay, that's
Epic Sama has asked us best fast food place and worst fast food place. I just noticed that he has a Gibble plushie as his profile picture on Discord.
Yeah, that's his. He actually has it.
I wish I had that.
Okay, so the best fast food place.
I mean,
Difficult.
it's difficult. I'm not a huge fast food guy in general.
I mean, what do we count as fast food? Is like
would-
Jersey Mike's? Does that be fast food?
That's bordering fast food. I would
count that as
I would
fast food.
probably count that, and if we're
If
counting,
we're counting
that,
Jersey
I would
Mike's,
say
it's Jersey Mike's,
Mike's.
or maybe Chipotle.
Chipotle is rapidly growing.
Chipotle's
for me.
always been like a really high up place just for something to get quick
Yeah.
food. So,
What's our worst though?
for me, it's probably gonna be Burger King.
Ow.
I've never been super big on fast food, but even when I was as a kid, I did go to McDonald's more than Burger King. I had a couple really bad experiences with Burger King growing up, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
I gotta say, my least favorite would be Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell, absolutely.
I know. I will agree
I
on
purged
that.
Taco Bell from my brain because I had it. I've had it once, and I thought it was awful. I've at least had an okay experience with other places.
Yeah.
So it seems pretty universal that we all hate Taco Bell.
Yeah. My personal favorite fast food, it's a tie between Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. Even after working at Chick-fil-A, it's still really good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go on with next person who asked the question, which is Linux. She asked 3 questions,
Yep.
and they're all really quick. What is a life lesson that you want everyone to know?
Ooh.
Treat others the way you want to be treated. I think Nick has just peeked the microphone.
He absolutely did.
Let me just.
I'm gonna pull that away from him a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
But I will say, I don't know, one thing that I've tried to kind of keep in mind, although I don't listen to this advice as much as I would like to, is try to become the best version of yourself. Don't try to become somebody else to make someone like you.
Oh, yeah.
Just try to improve yourself to be the best you that you can be. That's something that I've been told for my whole life from my dad. Dad's told me that. I don't know if he's told you guys that, but
It's told me something similar, yeah.
yeah, but it's something that I've always been told, and it's something I always try to live by, even though a lot of times I do get my own way. Nicholas?
For me, it's one that's, well, there's one quote that's from Grandpa. He told Dad a while ago, if you stick around in the barbershop, you're eventually gonna get a haircut. So, no, so you choose who you be around. So it's up to you, though, to make those decisions of who you want to be around.
Yeah.
And the people that are around you can make any influential decision.
Correct.
So, and that, another one that Lynn has asked us, favorite memory.
Favorite memory.
Steven, you want to start us off?
It has to be at camp, the church camp again. Those were just too much fun to have. Right? Don't you remember like almost every church camp we
Yeah,
went to?
no, every single time at camp was just way too good.
So, I don't know if I can necessarily pick out a favorite memory individually.
I can name one currently, but I'll save. I'll
I
wait
can
for
name
you
one
to
of
answer.
Tim's favorite memories. When he got the Ben 10 game on Christmas.
That wasn't on Christmas. That was around Christmas. That was like a month before or something like that. But I'm trying to think. Growing up, I had a lot of decent memories, but I don't know if there was anything specific that really popped out. I can definitely pick a memory from when we were kids that I cherish a lot. It's actually my oldest memory that I like going back to and thinking about that time. It's a very simple time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip that one for now. We'll talk about that on a different episode for
right.
like early memories. But I will say around the time that Nicholas and I met one of our older friends, Joey, that was a really crazy time. We met at a softball field one day,
Yeah.
and we fought over going down one of the metal slides, and then we ended up going down together. But yeah,
that was funny.
I actually have a similar story to that.
Oh, do you really?
My oldest friend, Ryan Griffin.
Yeah.
The first day I met him at school, he hated me. I could
Did
not
he really?
understand why. He did not want nothing to do with me. But that night, when I went to my scouts meeting, his parents were the scout leaders, and then we've been friends ever since then. Since I met him at Scouts, he was the nicest person. Complete 180.
That's awesome.
That's kind of funny.
All right.
For me, my best memory has to be over this summer, visiting all of the Chaos Company in person.
Yeah, that makes sense. I probably would have guessed. that
Oh
was
yeah,
yours.
no, that's like, I always tell them all about it, and I even told you, like, that was the greatest week of my life, just meeting everyone. And just one thing in general, meeting an online friend will forever be one of the best experiences you will ever achieve in your life.
As long as you've known them long enough.
Yes. Like, these people I've known for years. Like, Lynn, my first online friend. Meeting her for the first time was literally the greatest experience I have ever felt. Like, yeah. Another question that Lynn asked was, hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburger.
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 I think that's.
All right,
next
that was pretty
question.
universal.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yep, your turn.
All right. Epic has asked us another question.
Oh, did you really?
In a horror movie setting, which one of us is getting folded first? Which one of us would die first?
All right. You want to do this?
Wanna do this?
Aisle?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Steven.
Nicholas.
I saw that coming.
Nicholas.
He's watched the least horror movies. He knows the least tropes. He's
Correct.
the least likely to survive.
Yes,
Yeah.
I chose Steven because he's not the most, like, fit of the group, and he might not have enough stamina to, like, if a horror movie character is, like, chasing you,
Counterpoint, they're all slow as fuck.
Exactly.
most of them,
A lot of them are very, very slow.
yeah. Alright.
Okay, let's see. The Order Foundation.
That's a dancing chicken.
That's Dancing Chicken. We're going based off of whatever the names are.
Yeah.
So, if all three of us were in a plane crash that crashed into an abandoned island, and only one of us could survive, which one would? Oh, only one of our brothers would be kept alive. Which one would you choose? Me and one other person, Steven and one other person, and then Nicholas with one other person.
Yeah.
Are we doing this the same way we just did the other one?
Do you want to?
Yeah, and then
I
we'll
think
we'll explain after. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Tim.
I chose Nicholas, and they both chose me.
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright, Tim, explain why you would choose me.
Well, I mean, because we're the same age, it's kind of pretty easy. We've also hung out a lot more, like, individually.
Yeah.
I never really hung out with Steven alone because he's our older brother, and why would you ever want to hang out with an older brother?
That is true.
So I don't know. I hate choosing favorites, but you're my favorite.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He didn't buy you the special edition 100th anniversary steelbook of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, and that day you were my favorite, but I think Nicholas is my favorite overall. Nicholas,
Thank you, Tim.
I hate you.
I know you do.
I chose Tim because Nicholas makes a lot of goofy decisions, to put it that way.
I will admit I'm not the best decision maker.
I will also say that another reason why I chose Nicholas is because Steven and I, like we said last episode, we're not allowed to hang out alone.
Oh yeah, we're bad influences.
We're
on
very
each
bad
other.
influences on each other.
Yes. I have to be the mom of the group sometimes. And that's saying something, because...
Why are you a mom? Why don't you say you can't be the dad of the group? I think Nicholas just came out.
Woo! Congratulations.
Yep.
Shit.
All right, and we got one more question to answer, Nicholas.
Alright. The question is from Tigress. What's the most embarrassing thing that either happened to you or you did?
Most embarrassing thing.
What's the most embarrassing experience that we have had? So I guess I can start off. This is something that is pretty much burned into my memory. So growing up, remember how we had that little cul-de-sac behind us?
Yeah.
So remember Lauren, the girl that lived back there?
Yeah.
So obviously she used to come over a lot, but one day we were hanging out and for some reason it was just like it was a completely forced habit. Anytime Dad left the house, I would scream out, "I love you!" whenever he drove away. So one night her dad came to pick her up, and when they drove away, I screamed out, "I love you!" to her, which burned into my brain because I had a big crush on her.
Oh.
And like for years, I actually had dreams of me saying that in different like scenarios. Like instead of it being her pulling out of the driveway, it'd be her walking out away in like a stone path or through like the woods or whatever.
That's kind of funny.
And that embarrassing moment has burned through my memory, dude.
So if we're talking embarrassing, are we gonna consider like kindergarten moments like embarrassing?
Yeah, anything that embarrassed us.
All right, so I walked out of the bathroom with my pants down, just full on pants down.
Did you really?
In kindergarten, yeah. I don't think none can top that.
So my problem is I've blocked out all the embarrassing memories from my memories, so I cannot literally remember a single one.
Yeah.
That's kind of cop out, I know, but I legit cannot remember one of them.
Yeah. So for more parts of the topic today, Nicholas, I think you had something, right? Did you have something? No?
No, we do have one more question though.
You have another question?
Yeah, we have one more question from Lemon Puncher, also known as Lucario Man 909. Okay. And their question was, what is the superior Gatorade flavor?
The best Gatorade flavor? There is only one correct option.
I don't know about that.
Lemon lime.
No.
Lemon lime is a good flavor.
That is a phenomenal flavor. I can't put that as my favorite.
What would you put yours?
I'm a huge fan of the green apple. The green apple Gatorade, and also in like the last year or so, the passion fruit Gatorade has become one of my favorites.
That one.
I had that last week when we were drinking. Yeah, and I got that for the first time last year working. We went to one of the gas stations to grab snacks and drinks for the day, and I saw it and I was like, this looks really interesting. So I grabbed it. Oh my god, I love it so much.
Me? I have a personal bias towards Glacier Freeze.
I disagree with you on that one, but
yeah, I saw that coming.
You only picked that one because it was blue.
No, I actually just really like it. Yeah. Green apple is a very
green
close
second. Green apple's a phenomenal flavor. Alright, so we do have a little bit of a topic for today. We're talking about some high school stories.
So this is
or just like school stories in general, but I think Nicholas had one particular one in mind for high school.
Well, alright, well, you know the one you both know the one I'm gonna talk about, so I'm gonna save that for later. So,
okay. No, I think you should say that one right
I think we should start with that one.
Alright, so...
Rope him in.
Alright,
so do we need should we lead him off on this, or should we let him do his thing?
Let's just let him do his thing.
All right,
let him go into it the way he wants to.
So it was the start of junior year. I went to the homecoming dance. I went by myself, and Tim was accompanying me and his current girlfriend at the time.
Yep.
I got to hang out with a bunch of friends, dance on the floor.
Did some backflips.
I did a backflip in front of everyone. Everyone cheered.
And he almost got thrown out because he did a backflip.
No, that was
that was sophomore year.
That was sophomore year.
Oh, really? You're talking about junior year.
No, I'm talking about junior year.
Just because you did something cool, you almost got kicked out?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He did a backflip in the gym and he almost got kicked out.
Yeah, all teachers were like, no fun allowed, so...
Yep.
Okay, so I eventually met this girl who approached me as I was dancing, asked if I wanted to dance for a bit, and I was like, you know what, sure. Eventually, after the homecoming dance, we exchanged contact informations. A little cut. We eventually started dating around Halloween time, and it went on until January. January, I broke up with her for a number of reasons I will keep to myself.
Correct.
And later on, I get an I miss you, I miss you, I miss you message saying, oh, I want you back, please. And she clearly did not understand why I broke up with her. So I said, okay, let's meet here in the morning and we will talk about everything. Following morning, she's purposefully late. I'm waiting at the spot I told her to meet up at. And when she arrived, she almost instantly left and faked a phone call, which I saw her through the screen, which there was nothing there. So I like go to run up to her and say, hang on, hang on, hang on. I like touch her shoulder. I like give her like a little touch with my finger. She falls. She falls. And that was the story.
She doesn't fall. She pretends to fall.
Yeah, she pretends to fall. Yeah.
And because she pretended to fall,
I ended up getting suspended.
He ended up getting suspended for a couple days because everyone was under the impression that
I pushed her down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously Nicholas actually did this, and he's just covering it all by saying he barely touched her. Because we all know he is a woman beater.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Clearly.
Definitely not.
But that did ruin my high school reputation.
It absolutely did.
But it was at the same time COVID hit, so
correct. So there was a little bit of time for people to
forget about it
before we ended up going back.
Yeah, so that was the only good part of COVID.
Yeah.
All right, Steven?
If you don't have something, I have a little bit of a story.
Why don't you go, Tim? I'm still trying to piece mine together.
Okay, so this isn't a high school story. This is just a story in general.
That happened in high school?
That happened in school.
Yep.
And like, I'm not talking about high school, but it's a school story.
Yeah.
This dates all the way back to kindergarten.
Oh, no. Well, I already made my kindergarten story.
You made your kindergarten story. I have another one. This kindergarten story takes place because I cut a kid's finger. I almost cut his whole finger off.
So you cut a kid's finger.
Yep.
You broke a girl's hand.
Yep.
Were you the violent kid in school?
No, this was purely an accident. So we were sitting around the class table, and we had little safety scissors. We were cutting little pieces of paper, and we made a game out of it where it's. There was like 5 or 6 of us.
Well, making a game out of scissors is probably not the best thing you could do, Tim.
Well, you don't think I know that now?
Yes.
When I was 5, I probably didn't realize that, but we were making a game out of it where it was, hey, we got a piece of paper, and we're going to write this letter on it, and if someone's name has this letter in it, they have to try to grab the paper. So we did that for like, I don't know, probably half hour, and because for some reason it was really fun, and the goal of the game was either to cut the paper before someone else grabbed it, or if you were the grabber, grab the paper before it got cut. Well, I wrote a little S on it, and there was this kid in the class, Nick S. I'm not gonna say his actual last name.
I know who you're talking about, though.
Yep. And he went to go reach for the paper as I was cutting it, and I cut the paper, but I also cut off the tip of his finger from his fingernail to the end.
Oh.
And
did you get in trouble for it? Or
I got in trouble for it, but it wasn't like a.
It was like a complete accident.
Yeah, it was a complete accident, and I think the teacher kind of got that eventually. But I did get pulled off of fun time for that day.
Not fun time.
Not fun.
At least I didn't get to. At least I was still able to go to Plaster Fun Time later that year. Remember Plaster Fun Time?
Yeah.
I've never been.
You never been to Plaster Fun Time?
No. We never went with us.
Damn.
Yeah. Off topic. Y'all remember nap time in school?
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish you could have that back in the adult world.
I know.
I wish just like in the middle of your workday, they'll give everyone besides their lunch break another half hour to just sit down, heads down, in silence.
Have your head down on a cot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right. Steven, do you have a story for us?
I do.
Okay.
It was about my biggest screw up in school.
Oh no.
So there were these 2 kids that were dating on and off, all of maybe junior year. So, so they were dating on and off junior year. Well, during one of their breaks, the dude was mad that the other dude wasn't with them anymore. Like, didn't want to go to lunch with them because he had the ability to pick lunch whenever. So she comes up to me, and he comes up to me, and he was like, "Hey, do you happen to have any idea why he doesn't want to take lunch with me? I'm really upset about that." So they were on one of their breaks. So I say, yeah, because he's seeing someone else he wants to go see someone else during lunch. Little did I know, he was in the middle of trying to repair his relationship with him. that he was going to see someone else during
So you
lunch.
made a stupid joke like that.
I didn't know. I told the honest truth. I didn't know
Oh.
that they were going. I didn't know they were trying to get their relationship back together again.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, after I told her that, or him that, he stormed off. Like, he was angry at the other dude for doing that. Neither of them showed up back in class for the rest of the day. So that was fun.
That sounds fun.
It was very fun.
You've never told me this.
Steven doesn't tell us anything.
That is
Nope.
true.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did what happened after that? Like,
They showed up again the next day of it. He left, actually.
really?
Yeah,
He left the school.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
This kid also was kind of angry sometimes. I remember one time when they didn't get the score they wanted on their test, they just punched their Chromebook.
Oh.
The thing was broken.
That sounds fun.
Anyways, they're in the Air Force now.
Actually?
Yes.
You know what they say? Everyone who sucks at school wants to go into the chair force. Woo!
That is true.
Okay, so it's him. I think
yeah.
it's your turn
It's
now.
my turn. I'm gonna throw down another story. This isn't a very long story. Not like my other one was long either, but no. So this is a little story of losing a girlfriend in high school.
Damn, I wish I could relate.
Do I know this?
Yeah, you definitely know the story.
Oh.
So I was in theater in high school, and there was this friend of mine who was also in it. She was dating another one of Nicholas and I's friends at the time, and I had a girlfriend. We were only really dating for like a month at the time, but I liked her a lot. It was like, I think it was going okay, but after the rehearsal one day, we were walking down the hallway and we recorded a little video as a joke for her boyfriend. We were walking down the hallway with we were holding hands. We recorded a video being like, "Ha, Zach, it's over with you, haha," purely as a joke. And we sent it to him, and he sent it to my girlfriend as like, I don't know if he understood that it was a joke. I thought he did, or I don't know if he sent it to her thinking that she would understand it's a joke, but she got that video and she got very, very upset, and she didn't believe me explaining myself that it was purely for jokes.
You didn't even have a chance to explain yourself.
I didn't, because she just stopped talking. She got mad at me. She said that we were breaking up, and she blocked my number. And I had to go through her cousin to try to talk to her and try to like work things out, but it didn't work because she wouldn't believe the words that I was saying. So that didn't quite work out, but I still am okay now. That was, I don't know, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That was really nothing I cared about that much.
It was still pretty funny.
It was funny, but I mean the way that it all unfolded was hard on me at the time. It was 4 or 5 years ago, so I really don't care. I did end up getting another girlfriend after that, and I was with her for like 3 years, so breaking up with that first girl was a good thing that happened for the both of us, I would say, because I did end up having a really good relationship from then on till college. But yeah, this is just a semi-short story, just something to kind of throw in there. Nicholas, I think you got another story, right?
I do. So, real quick question for everyone. What was everyone's least favorite year of school?
Second grade.
Probably seventh grade.
For me, it was 4th grade.
I
Fourth
just
grade.
had the worst teacher in second grade.
That's understandable.
If we have time, I do have another story that I can say that I just reminded myself about.
Yeah.
From 7th grade.
Do you want to go right now?
No. Okay, sure.
Yeah, might as well.
So we were in math class, and this kid behind me kept poking me with his pencil, and I was like, dude, cut it out. Like I was trying to be paying attention in class and stuff. It was going on for like half an hour, dude. For like a half hour in class, I was getting poked in the back of the neck with a pencil, and I finally
Was it sharp?
not like sharp, but it poked me.
Yeah.
It was a pencil and it poked me.
Yeah, that's true.
So I eventually go to turn around and like hit him in the shoulder, right? But like I spin around, my hand comes around, I'm gonna hit him in the shoulder to be like, dude, cut it out. I ended up accidentally like basically bitch slapping him across the face. He fell out of the chair. He fell out of the chair and hit his head on the ground, and I was like, oh my god. And I got in trouble.
I mean,
Sounds well
you
deserved.
do underestimate your strength.
Well, yeah, but it's because as I went to go hit him in the shoulder, he ducked and I hit him in the face. That's what made it.
Yeah.
That's what made everything happen the way it did. Because I didn't even like spin around hard. I literally just turned
You
around.
backhanded him.
I went to go like smack him in the shoulder, like, dude, cut it off. And as I smacked him in the face, he fell over.
Yeah.
I carried him down to the didn't carry, but I brought him down to the nurse's office to make sure he didn't have any like injuries because he was hurt. I hit him in the face and he hit his head on the ground. But we were talking on the way down. He was like, "We're good, dude. That was crazy the way it happened. I'm sorry that I was bothering you, but
Whatever.
yeah, it wasn't anything like super crazy. But I just remembered that because of
My question that I asked.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Nicholas, you said 4th grade, right?
4th grade, my teacher hated me.
Did you really?
Yeah, for like the stupidest reason, just because I always wanted to have fun in every chance I get.
Yeah.
And this teacher was just anti-fun.
That's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, there was one time that it was entirely all on my fault.
Yeah.
So I decided to like do a funny little joke and see my friends around me. I tied my shoelaces together.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I just started walking around, and I eventually fell, and my teacher didn't want to hear any of my shit, so she gave me like a little like slip saying, "Okay, give this to your parents. We'll have you sign it.
Yeah.
We'll have them sign it and give it back, knowing that they read it, and you'll eventually be excused." I did not want to show my parents at all because I didn't want to get in serious trouble by them. Because you know how mom and dad are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So eventually, this is at the time we were still going to the YMCA.
Oh yeah.
I eventually had one of the staff signed in the paper, and it was around the time parent-teacher conferences were starting. So she comes up to mom and dad, and she shows this paper. "Hey, do you recognize this paper? Do you recognize who signed it? This is a YMCA staff who signed it."
Oh.
I eventually got grounded for a week, and I think it was longer than a week. I forget, but I eventually got grounded for a good long time for that. That was. I'm glad I hit 5th grade.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't make it out of 4th grade, I don't know if I'd still be your brother.
Yeah, I know. Wait, what?
Steven, I think you got a story, right, bud?
Yeah, I mentioned I got detention in 2nd grade. Let's just start by saying even our parents say this teacher was a bitch. So it was 2nd grade. I'm highly ADHD, so I couldn't sit in my chair for very long. Mm-hmm. I would always get up to like ask the teacher a question or do this or do that. Well, I guess she got sick of it one day. Remember those cards, anyone, that like started out green for the day?
Yeah.
And then-
Oh.
Well, my card got turned down all the way to purple that day because, I don't know, I guess the teacher was just in a bad mood. So she gave me detention in 2nd grade because I was talking back or something. How old are you in 2nd grade again?
Like 7, 8?
As a 7-year-old. Does that make any sense to either of you?
Not really.
No, not at all.
She also tried to stop me that year from watching. Remember how every year we'd watch the Polar Express in school?
She tried
Yes.
making you not watch that?
Yeah, she tried to stop me, but she was actually absent that week because she got pregnant. Thank God. And the teacher's classroom that was teaching us was much, much nicer than she was. I, for some reason, think the other teachers didn't like her very much either. Just based off the fact that she let me instead of following through with that punishment.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a pretty stupid story.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
not stupid story. It seems like a pretty stupid teacher to have you go through that, you know?
Correct. As a second grader.
As a second grader. That's what that's...
Like, if I was being disrespectful as a high schooler, yeah, I get it.
That would be understandable.
You know better at that time.
But if you're like 7 or 8, give us a couple...
Give us a break.
Yeah.
Why would you put so much weight on something a 7 or 8-year-old did?
Imagine being triggered by a 7-year-old. Yeah, you said you had another like short story in like high school, Steven?
Maybe. Do you have any more stories, any of you?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Really? I'm just trying to think. I will say.
All right, fine. I got a story then.
All right.
I do have one story. It's not like anything crazy. It just like, or it was a fun story. In 3rd grade, 4th grade, I went on my first class trip. Do you remember going to the cove? It was like a little coral reef. It had like the little tide.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we ended up going to that, and that was our first like school trip, at least the one that I go into. I don't remember if we had one earlier than that.
We might have had one, but I think you got sick that day.
I might have been, but that was the first one I went on, and that was such a great day. Like, I was when we were getting ready to move, Mom was looking through some old pictures, and we found one of me and my three like trip partners, my field trip buddies, and that was like such a crazy day. I don't remember almost any of it besides just like pure fun. Like, I don't know. I think that trip might have gotten me interested in like the whole science thing, because we did go. It was like a little marine biology trip.
Yeah.
We saw like all these little horseshoe crabs. We saw.
That was a fun day.
It was a really fun trip. I really enjoyed that. Steven, you said you had another one, right?
Unfortunately. So how about the first time I had a kiss in high school?
Oh! I have not heard this.
For a good reason. So there was this girl, Tiffany, in high school. Me and her... Shut the fuck up. Alright, so me and her were talking on the phone for a little bit. I told her I've never had a kiss before, and then she said, oh, well, would you like to kiss me? So, you know, I was obviously excited for that.
No, you weren't.
Next day in school, we waited the entire school day. We waited until clubs started. We were at the goddamn video game club, right?
Okay.
So she leaves to go to the bathroom, which was according to our plan. I left to go to the bathroom right after her. And we just stood in that hallway by the bathrooms and kissed. Adios.
Ay, Dios mío.
Exactly. I hate both of you for making me tell that story.
You're welcome. So I have one more story. It's not relating to school at all, but I think just like a memory.
It goes off that?
It's just a memory experience that I think we can kind of talk about.
Oh, I got one after that then.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So this one was really weird. This was back when
Any stories that you have are weird.
That's true. Back when we were doing when we were still at the Y, remember every once in a while we'd go on like a little field trip.
Yeah.
So one time, I think I was the only one that went on this field trip. I don't remember why.
I have another story about the Y.
It was a field trip to Gillette Stadium. We went to Foxborough and we walked around the Patriots place and stuff, right? So we were going through, and there's this escape room like building that it's for kids, like they're the people there like walking you through it.
Is it still there?
Maybe, I don't know. This was a long time ago. It was probably like 8-9 years ago. So we were going through, like they walk you through pretty much everything you have to do, and one of them was you have to be a spy, right? And you're going through they choose one person to go through the vent first, and
you vented?
Oh god, no. So they tell you to go through the vent, and it's like a 3-foot stretch of crawling through a vent. And
I'm gonna stop you right there. I can't stop thinking about Among Us now.
Well, so when we get to the other side of the vent, you just basically have to, like, they tell you, like, what's your favorite animal? I want you to make like the loudest or best animal call that you have for this, right? And like they're like, what's your favorite animal? I was like, tiger. And so we went through. I went through and they were like, okay, I need you to give me your biggest tiger growl as soon as it's clear. So I go through and I do this like absolutely horrible noise. And I couldn't...
Can you recreate it?
Oh god, no. I don't even remember exactly how I did it, but it was disgusting. It was like the weirdest thing that I've ever... That was probably one of the weirdest, most embarrassing noises I've ever made in my life.
Alright, Tim, you now gotta try making a tiger noise. Come on. Alright.
No, I refuse.
He refused.
Alright, so I have a couple stories from the Y.
Yeah.
I'll relate this to all the schools since the YMCA is pretty much similar to school anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, so it was during one of the summer trips. You know how we go to the boathouse every Friday?
Yep.
So we got into one of the sailboats. Steven, you know this story.
I think I do know this
You-
one.
I don't know if I know this.
No, you were out kayaking, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you didn't go on the sailboat.
I
You were
didn't go-
kayaking
I
because
was
you were too
kayaking
cool
that
for
day.
us.
You were too
Yeah.
cool for us. So eventually we got on the sailboats. I hated the sailboat rides for some reason.
I don't know. I always like going on the water.
Yeah.
Pretty much any capacity.
No, I like boats, like speedboats and like kayaks and all that. I never liked the sailboat at all.
I wonder if this is why.
No. So as we were on the sailboat, it was me and Steven and a bunch of other people from the Y. One of my friends got onto like the nose of the ship.
The I'm the king of the world part of the ship.
Yeah, and she fell into the water.
After the boat took a hard turn.
Yeah.
Took a hard turn. She fell in the water. It took her like 10 minutes just to get her back in.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because she slid out too. Like
Yeah.
she was sitting there. She went under the bars to.
Yeah, she was laying down.
She was there, and then she said, "Speaking of the Y, I was the only one that got to go on a field trip out of the three of us there.
Really?
It was a special field trip where we went to a Bruins game
Oh,
In
you
a
suck for that.
in a limousine.
You know I'm the biggest Bruins fan out of the three of us.
I do, but you weren't the most well behaved,
No, I was not. I was not a very well behaved child.
and that's how they picked the Bruins field trip ones.
Yeah.
Who was the most well behaved?
Yes. So relating back to the Y story, it was all during summer, and that same exact girl was one of the first people who ever kissed me.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So here goes to this funny story. So
Wait. You mean our cousin?
What?
No.
No.
Okay,
No,
no, this is not Sweet Home Alabama.
No.
That is not.
Dun, dun, ding, dun, dun,
No.
Less than 5 seconds? Less than 5
No,
seconds?
I know. Alright, so we were on the bus going to the boathouse. This was another day. We're going to the boathouse. She eventually kissed me because she sat down next to me and kissed me on my cheek. So we eventually I really liked her at the time, and she really liked me. And we kept always hanging out and doing some stuff. One of these days where she asked me out, I said yeah, even though I had no idea how dates were at the time. You both suck.
Steve and I are just making very lewd gestures at each other.
Yeah. So I never knew how to date at the time, so I just reluctantly said yes, and she just hung out with me all day. The same day, my friend Avrian brought his DS to the Y, and we just kept playing Pokemon Ranger, and I just kept completely ignoring her the entire day.
Oh god.
I eventually apologized for that later on.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're still great friends now. I haven't talked to her in a bit, but yeah.
You didn't know how to finish that.
Oh, no,
Okay.
I asked him a question.
No, well, we're at the Y. Do you all remember Beyblade?
Yeah.
Who doesn't remember Beyblade?
Do you all remember bringing your Beyblades to the Y?
Yeah.
They set up the blocks as the stadium,
Yes.
and we all...
They banned it because they eventually got two
Just like they banned silly bands at school. Do you guys remember that?
Oh,
I
had-
banned gambling.
I had an entire arm full of silly bands,
Same.
and then the next day, the day after, I finally got an arm full of silly bands. They were like, "Okay, no more. This is taking way too much of your guys' attention. You have to stop. No more silly bands. If we find one of them, we're taking them from you. So they became a black market. They became a black market fucking silly bands ring at school.
I remember.
I think you guys were too young, but I had the Pokemon cards get banned while I was there.
I had that too. But
I think they were already banned for you guys, though. Saying...
it was like kindergarten though, but it was like kindergarten or first grade that they banned it for us. It was awful and painful because towards the end of the school year they always had like fun day and they had game day where you bring in like board games and stuff, and we always brought in either Beyblades or Pokemon cards or stuff like that, and we weren't allowed to. Steven was just pointing at himself. I think he has a story.
Yes, that reminds me of another story. Fun day. So we were at school. It was 8th grade, so we did all those field trips towards the end of the year. So we went to Canopy, right?
Yeah.
Me and my friend decided to go to the water park instead, of just Canopy.
Yeah.
So we were there. We didn't have our phones on us, obviously, because it was a water park.
Yeah.
We look at the time. We were late for the bus. The bus was waiting for us.
Okay, I thought you were got stranded. I don't know.
We had so many text messages about like, hey, you guys gotta come now. Where the hell are you?
Okay, seriously, where the hell are you? Guys, come back right now.
So we make it to the bus, right?
Yeah.
So our only punishment is that we missed fun day the next day. But I was out the next day anyways. So I didn't get punished at all for that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Alright, I think we're gonna round off this episode, guys. It's slightly shorter than the last two, but we got some stuff that's going on, but we are going to wrap it up right now.
Yeah. We're also going to be starting something new for the next podcast.
Yep.
Oh yes, that's a good idea. We should explain that.
So
I think it's time we finally reveal who the half brother is.
it is all of us. You want to know why? Because we're doing a thing. I figured this out. This is going to be something that, it's kind of based off Distractable. I just got to give credit to them, but the revolving host. Every week, one of us is going to be a half-brother. And that half-brother has to come in with a topic, and the other two are going to compete to remain as one of the full brothers. And the loser becomes the half-brother for the next episode. We're going to start off with me as the half-brother. I'm going to try to fight to become one of the two brothers. And one of these two are going to lose their spot as a full brother at the end of the next episode.
Brother.
Yep.
I don't want to be half.
You already are.
Wait,
and
what?
so are you.
And so are you, the viewers.
So are you.
You guys, remember, you guys are the other half brother. You make us a three brother. You make us our third brother. You know what? It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Let's give a round of applause for the viewers.
Okay, not that much of a round of applause.
Yeah, they haven't done that much for us.
But besides listening, they haven't done anything for us. They
I know. Have you seen our comment sections? Empty.
empty, except for the thing that Nicholas posted on the last episode. All right.
Yeah. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media, where it's 2.5 Brothers Pod for every social media.
2.5 Brothers Podcast is the only one. So on here on YouTube, it's 2.5 Brothers Podcast. Everywhere else, it's 2.5 Brothers Pod. All right, we're gonna round this off. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.